In this world where we're all connected 24/7, every single click, every login, heck, every time you send a file, it's a potential weak spot. So, how on earth do big companies protect themselves from this constant, nonstop barrage of threats? Well, they've got this incredible digital sentinel called SIEM. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain and see exactly how it works. Okay, picture this. A huge fortress, but instead of a few gates, it has millions of doors. That's pretty much what a modern company's network is. You've got servers, laptops, firewalls, all those apps we use. Every single one is a door an attacker could try to open. So, seriously, how can a security team watch all of them at the same time? It sounds impossible, right? Well, that is the exact problem SIEM was designed to solve. And that's where SIEM, which stands for Security Information and Event Management, by the way, comes into play. The easiest way to get your head around it is to think of it like a super advanced security camera system for your entire digital world. It's not just pointed at one door. Nope. It's watching everything, recording what goes down, and, this is the key part, it screams for help the second it spots anything even a little bit fishy. So, here's what we've got on tap. We're going to dive into what this digital security guard is all about. We'll look at where it came from, pop the hood to see how it works, figure out if you should build or rent one, and then we'll check out the big names in the game. All right, first up, the why. Why do we even need this? Well, think about security teams today. They are literally drowning in data. It's just a constant flood of log files from every single device. Trying to find a real threat in all that? Man, it's like trying to hear one person whispering a secret in the middle of a packed, roaring stadium. It's just noise. SIEM is the thing that cuts through all that noise, hones in on that one whisper, and tells the security folks exactly where it's coming from. But a tool this powerful didn't just pop into existence. It's got a pretty cool origin story, actually. It started as two totally separate ideas that eventually merged to become something way, way bigger than the sum of their parts. So, on one hand, you had SEM, or Security Event Management. Think of this as the real-time guard on the wall, scanning the horizon, ready to sound the alarm right now. And on the other hand, you had SIM, Security Information Management. This was more like the historian, carefully collecting all the data, filing it away for analysis later on. Then, back in 2005, the folks at Gartner asked a game-changing question. Hey, what if we just smush these two things together? And boom, just like that, SIEM was born. And you can really see how it's grown up over the years. I mean, it started out as just basic log collection back in the day. Then 2005 hits, and it gets its official name. But the bad guys were getting smarter, right? Attacks got way more complex, so SIEM had to level up too, with things like advanced correlation engines. Fast forward to today, and these things are just incredible. They're using AI, the power of the cloud, and they're plugged into global threat data. We're talking about stopping attacks before they even have a chance to get started. It's a whole different ballgame. Okay, so we know its origin story. Now for the really cool part. How does this thing actually solve a cybercrime? Let's crack open the detective's toolkit and take a look. So, basically, a SIEM follows a 5-step process. First, it's all about collecting the evidence, scooping up logs and data from everywhere. Step 2, it organizes everything, putting it all into one standard format so it can actually be compared. Now, here's where the magic really happens, connecting the dots. This is the correlation engine. See, one failed login? Who cares, right? But what about 10 failed logins from a weird country, followed by one that works, and then a huge chunk of data starts getting sent to some random server? See? That's not just a bunch of random events, that's a story. And the SIEM sees that story, raises a massive red flag, and pings the security team right away. And last, it puts all this information into easy-to-read charts and dashboards so the good guys can see exactly what's happening and shut it down, fast. All right, so you're probably thinking, okay, I get it, I need one of these. The big question now is, how do you get one? Do you build it yourself? Do you rent it? Or is there something in between? This all comes down to your deployment model. You've basically got two main paths you can go down. The first is on-premises. Think of this like buying a house. It's all yours, you have total control, you can paint the walls any color you want, customize everything. But, and it's a big but, it costs a ton of money up front, and if the roof leaks, that's on you. The other route is cloud-based. This is like renting a really nice apartment. It's way more affordable to get started, you can easily upgrade to a bigger place if you need to, and the landlord handles all the repairs. The catch? It's not your house, so you have a bit less control over the whole thing. But hey, what if you don't have to pick just one? That's where the hybrid model comes in, and it's pretty much the best of both worlds. The idea is simple. You keep your most important, super sensitive data right there with you, on premises, where you have 100% control. But for everything else, you use the cloud for its awesome flexibility and scale. The analogy here is perfect. It's like owning your house and keeping your family jewels in a safe at home, but renting a cheap warehouse down the street for all your other stuff. You get that perfect mix of security, control, and cost. Okay, so we've covered the what, the why, and the how. So what's left? The who. Let's take a quick look at some of the biggest names out there in the SIEM world. And yeah, it's a crowded field with some heavy hitters. You've got Splunk, which is a beast at data analytics. IBM's QRadar is all about hunting down those really advanced threats. If you're all in on Microsoft, then Sentinel is a no-brainer. ArcSight is for the huge companies that need massive scale. And Logarithm is built for speed, finding and responding to threats fast. The big takeaway here isn't that one is the best. It's all about finding the right fit for your company, your budget, and what tech you're already using. At the end of the day, getting a modern SIEM isn't just an upgrade. It's a totally different way of thinking about security. I mean, it's the difference between having a simple alarm that just makes a lot of noise after someone's already broken in, and having a truly smart security system that's always watching, always learning, and protecting you from stuff you didn't even know was a threat to begin with. It's just wild to think how far a SIEM has come in, 20 years? From just collecting logs to being this AI-powered guardian. And you know the threats are only going to get crazier and our world more connected, so this evolution is nowhere near done. Which leaves us with this really interesting question to chew on. What's the digital security guard of tomorrow even going to look like? Thanks for tuning in.